Hey there, garden enthusiast. Welcome back to the Garden Profiler. Today, we're diving into small backyard garden designs that are minimalist, stylish, and best of all, easy to replicate without breaking the bank. Whether you're a gardening novice or just want a simple setup, these 8 designs can transform even the smallest outdoor spaces into a relaxing retreat. Now let's jump right in. First up, we have the Zen garden. Inspired by Japanese minimalism, this garden style is all about simplicity and balance. The core elements in a Zen garden are simple shapes, raked gravel, a focal point, either a stone lantern, a sculpture, and minimal greenery. How do you create a Zen garden? First, clear an area and level the ground. Then lay down a weed barrier fabric. Add a layer of coarse gravel. Then create a raked pattern in the gravel. And then place your focal point. For greenery, keep it minimal. Think of small evergreen shrubs or ornamental grasses. Zen gardens are ideal for meditation and bringing a sense of calm to your space. Our second garden design is the contemporary garden, where simplicity meets sophistication. Contemporary gardens focus on clean lines, functional spaces, and a minimalist approach that's both stylish and low maintenance. These gardens emphasize simplicity and structure. Think geometric shapes, open spaces, and a clear selection of plants. Instead of filling every corner, contemporary gardens leave plenty of room to breathe, creating a calm, open atmosphere. Plant choices are focused and purposeful. Architectural plants like grasses, bamboo, and evergreen shrubs are common, creating strong shapes and textures. This style uses fewer plant types, making it easier to care for while still looking fresh year-round. Materials play a big role in contemporary gardens. Concrete, gravel, wood, and metal add contrast and structure. And simple water features like a reflecting pool or minimalist fountain bring movement and tranquility to the space. Lighting is subtle yet striking, with spotlights in or in-ground lights to highlight pathways and plants. These touches add dimensions at night, keeping the garden sleek and inviting. Contemporary gardens are perfect for creating a relaxing, functional outdoor space. They're designed to be an extension of your home. Simple, beautiful, and eco-friendly. How do you create a contemporary garden? Use raised beds or planters for a modern look. Choose plants with bold architectural foliage like yuccas and agaves. Incorporate modern materials like metal or concrete. If you're looking for style without all the upkeep, a contemporary garden might just be what you need. So our third design is a unique and space-saving gardening style. It's the vertical garden. Vertical gardens are perfect for small spaces, balconies, or anyone looking to add some greenery without using up too much ground. Vertical gardens are a stunning and practical choice. So you may be asking, what really is a vertical garden? Well, a vertical garden is all about growing plants upwards instead of outwards. It can be as simple as attaching a few hanging planters on a wall, or as elaborate as covering an entire fence with greenery. This approach is ideal for small backyards, patios, or any space where horizontal planting just isn't an option. Now, if you are considering a vertical garden, remember that there are many ways to set up a vertical garden. You can use wall-mounted pots, stacked planters, or even a hanging trellis with vines climbing up. For beginners, you should start small with a few pots or planters. But if you're feeling adventurous, go for a full green wall using a modular system. Now, when choosing the plants for your vertical garden, look for plants that don't mind a little crowding, like herbs, ferns, succulents, or even leafy greens. If you want a tropical look, consider philodendrons or pothos. These are hardy and grow quickly. Edible plants like basil, mint, strawberries are also fantastic choices, giving you beauty and fresh produce. Now, vertical gardens have some unique care needs. Since plants are often in smaller containers, they can dry out quickly, so keep an eye on watering. Drip irrigation systems or self-watering planters can help make things easier, especially for bigger setups. And because vertical gardens can be in partial shade, remember to rotate plants if they're not getting enough light. Vertical gardens don't just save space, they also add a beautiful focal point to any area. They're great for improving air quality and creating a lush green atmosphere. Plus, they're an eco-friendly way to garden, especially if you're growing your own herbs and vegetables. Vertical gardens are a simple, rewarding project that brings life to any wall. The fourth design on our list, it's one I am trying to replicate in my own yard, and it is the cottage garden. I'm sure you knew it would have made the list. So let's take a closer look into the cottage garden, what it is, and how we could replicate it in our own yards. So the cottage garden, this style is all about creating a cozy, overflowing look filled with color, texture, and lots of personality. Cottage gardens are perfect for those who love a bit of whimsy and want a garden that feels welcoming and abundant. A cottage garden is a traditional garden style that originated in England, and it's known for its informal layout, dense planting, and a variety of flowers, herbs, and even vegetables. The idea is to have a relaxed, overflowing garden with little division between plants, almost like a wild, organized chaos. It's colorful, fragrant, and full of life. The key elements of a cottage garden, let's talk about those. Cottage gardens are packed with plants. You'll want to create a full, layered look by mixing tall, medium, and short plants in the same bed. This layered effect gives a lush, overflowing feel with flowers and foliage spilling into each other. Try to mix textures and colors for a charming natural look. Now, how do you choose your plants for the cottage garden? Traditional cottage gardens feature old-fashioned, easy-to-grow plants like roses, foxgloves, hollyhocks, and daisies. Herbs like rosemary, lavender, and thyme also work beautifully, adding fragrance and texture. And don't forget some climbers like clematis or sweet pea to add vertical interest along walls and trellises. Pathways are a key part of cottage gardens. So instead of rigid straight lines, opt for winding narrow paths that draw you through the plants. Stone or gravel paths work well and add that rustic charm. Also, think about adding a trellis, an archway, or even a small wooden bench to enhance the garden's cozy, welcoming feel. Now, cottage gardens often mix flowers with vegetables and herbs, a technique called companion planting. For example, marigolds with tomatoes help to naturally deter pests. This adds a functional, sustainable aspect to your garden, while also creating a beautiful mix of flowers and foliage. Now, the cottage garden is always changing with the season. In spring, you might see tulips and daffodils, while summer brings roses and lavender. Let your garden evolve naturally. Cottage gardens thrive when they're a bit wild and imperfect, so don't be afraid to let nature do its thing. So cottage garden with its mix of flowers, herbs, and vegetables is a great way to create a colorful, relaxing space that's full of life. If you love gardening with a touch of whimsy and charm, then this style is for you. If you haven't done so yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the Garden Profiler. And if you're finding this content useful or even entertaining, give it a thumbs up. As we move on to our fifth garden design, and that is the grass and gravel pattern garden. Now, this style is all about clean lines, contrasting textures, and creating a low maintenance space with plenty of style. It's perfect for small backyards, courtyards, or anyone looking for a modern and easy care garden. Now, what is a grass and gravel pattern garden? Well, I'm happy you asked. That's a garden that combines two main elements, grass and gravel, in geometric patterns. This garden style creates a sleek, structured look that's easy to care for and very customizable. You can go for a grid, stripes, or even circular design to add interest and flow to your outdoor space. The key to this garden style is choosing a pattern that complements your space. For a small backyard, simple squares or stripe patterns work well and make the area look bigger. For larger spaces, try diamond or zigzag patterns for a bolder look. Just remember though, the design is all about balance and creating a pleasing, organized layout. Now choosing the right material. For the grass, select a variety that works well in your climate and requires minimal care, like a hardy fescue or buffalo grass. When it comes to gravel, there are plenty of options. Choose a color and texture that matches your style. Gray, white, or even tan gravel works beautifully for a modern look. Just make sure to select a size that's comfortable to walk on and easy to maintain. Now laying out the grass and gravel. Start by marking out your pattern on the ground using stakes and string. Once you're happy with the layout, clear the ground and prepare the soil. Lay a weed barrier in the gravel sections to keep your design low maintenance. Then add the gravel and plant or lay sod in the grass sections. It's important to maintain clean edges between the gravel and the grass to keep the pattern sharp and defined. Now edging for a polished look. Using a sturdy edging material like metal, concrete, or stone will help keep your pattern neat and prevent the grass and gravel from blending into each other. Edging adds that final polished look, giving your garden a clean, organized appearance. The benefits of the grass and gravel pattern. This garden style is incredibly low maintenance. Gravel helps with drainage and keeps weeds down, and the limited grass means less mowing. Plus, the contrast between the soft grass and the textured gravel creates a visually striking look that's easy to update or expand. The gravel pattern garden. Well, it's a modern, functional design that's both beautiful and low maintenance. Perfect for anyone wanting a stylish garden without all that fuss. Let me know what you think about the gravel patterned garden in the comments. Would you consider laying down a grass and gravel patterned garden in your yard? Let me know. Thank you for watching the Garden Profilers 8 Minimalist Backyard Garden Ideas. We're now on to number 6, the Wild Meadow Garden. This style brings the look of natural meadow right to your own yard. Wild meadow gardens are filled with native flowers, grasses, and pollinator-friendly plants, giving your garden a natural, lush, and low-maintenance appeal. Let's go on further to explore how to create this stunning landscape. A wild meadow garden is all about mimicking nature. It's a mix of flowering plants and grasses arranged loosely to create a natural, wild look. Unlike traditional flower beds, meadow gardens embrace spontaneity, with plants growing closely together and filling in as they would in the wild. This garden style not only looks beautiful but also supports local wildlife and pollinators like bees, butterflies, and birds. Choosing the right plants. When creating a wild meadow garden, native plants are your best friend. Look for wildflowers, grasses, and herbs that naturally thrive in your area. They're adapted to your climate, soil, and rainfall, making them low maintenance and eco-friendly. Some great choices include daisies, coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, and native grasses. These plants are perfect for creating a colorful, textured landscape that looks great and benefits local wildlife. Designing your meadow layout. Unlike a formal garden, a meadow garden doesn't follow strict rules. You'll want to grow plants of varying heights and textures, with taller plants at the back or center and shorter ones along the edges. To create that natural layered look, mix together clumps of different species rather than placing them in neat rows. This way, the plants grow into each other and form a beautiful flowing tapestry. Preparing the soil. While wildflowers and grasses don't need rich soil, it's still a good idea to clear any weeds and add a bit of compost to give your meadow garden a healthy start. Native plants thrive in natural, well-draining soil, so minimal preparation is usually all you need. Once you've prepared the soil, you can either scatter seeds or plant seedlings directly into the ground. Caring for your meadow garden. Wild meadow gardens are low maintenance, but they still benefit from a little care. Water young plants until they are established and pull out invasive weeds as they appear. Once the meadow is mature, you'll only need to mow it once or twice a year, usually in late fall or early spring, to keep it healthy and encourage new growth. This simple upkeep lets you enjoy a beautiful changing landscape with minimal effort. Benefits for pollinators and wildlife. Wild meadow gardens are incredible for pollinators. The diversity of flowers attracts bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects, while the dense planting provides shelter for small birds and critters. By choosing native plants, you're not just creating a beautiful garden, you're helping to support your local ecosystem. A wild meadow garden is filled with life, color, and charm. It's a low-maintenance, eco-friendly way to bring the beauty of nature into your yard. Whether you have a small patch or a big yard, a meadow garden will transform your landscape and support your local wildlife. Let me know if you're considering putting a wild meadow garden in your yard. Leave me a comment. Number 7 on our list is no other than the container garden. a flexible, fun, and accessible way to bring plants into your space. Whether you have a small balcony, a patio, or just want to add some color to your backyard, container gardening can help you create a beautiful, lush garden anywhere. Let's look closer at the container garden. Why choose container gardening? Container gardening is perfect if you're short on space or want a low maintenance garden setup. Containers let you control your soil, move plants around, grow almost anything from flowers and herbs to vegetables and even small fruit trees. Plus, they're portable, so you can rearrange them to suit your space or bring them indoors when the weather changes. Choosing the right containers. The container you choose matters. Make sure it's big enough for the plant's root system, and always pick a pot with drainage holes. For beginners, terracotta or ceramic pots are great. They're breathable and help keep the soil at a balanced moisture level. For herbs or smaller plants, smaller pots work well, while veggies and larger plants need deeper containers to grow strong roots. Choosing the right soil. Good soil is key in container gardening. Use a high-quality potting mix, which is lightweight and retains moisture better than regular garden soil. Adding a bit of compost or slow-release fertilizer will help give your plants a nutrient boost. Remember, plants in containers need rich soil since they can't draw nutrients from the ground like plants in the garden. What to plant in containers? One of the best parts of container gardening is the variety. Herbs like basil, rosemary, and mint do great in small pots and are perfect for kitchen gardens. If you want flowers, try marigolds, petunias, or geraniums. For veggies, tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, and even carrots grow beautifully in containers. Just pick plants that suit your space and sunlight. There's a container plant for almost every environment. Caring for your container plants. Plants in containers need a bit more attention, especially when it comes to watering. Containers dry out faster than garden beds, so check the soil moisture regularly. Water thoroughly, but avoid letting water sit at the bottom. Good drainage is crucial. Also, because nutrients wash out with frequent watering, fertilize your containers about once a month during the growing season. Arranging and styling your container garden. One of the fun parts of container gardening is arranging your pots to create a mini oasis. Mix containers of different heights and colors to add visual interest. Group sun-loving plants together and shade plants in another area to make care easier. Hanging baskets, plant stands, or even vertical wall planters can make the most of small spaces, giving you a lush, layered look. Container gardening is a fantastic way to enjoy gardening no matter the size of your space. With the right pots, soil, and plant choices, you can create a colorful, thriving container garden anywhere. Thank you for watching the Garden Profiler's 8 Minimalist Garden Designs. We are now at number 8. But please, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share in the comments what minimalist garden design you would be trying in your garden. Now at number 8, our final design, we have the tropical garden. This style is all about creating a lush, exotic atmosphere with vibrant colors, big leafy plants, and a sense of adventure. Whether you live in a tropical climate or want to create a look in a cooler area, I'll walk you through how to get that tropical vibe in your own backyard. Now let's get started. The key elements of a tropical garden we need to consider. A tropical garden is dense, bold, and filled with dramatic foliage. The main focus is on large, lush leaves, vibrant flowers, and layered plantings to create a jungle-like feel. This design thrives on different textures, shapes, and a mix of greens, along with splashes of vibrant color. Think of it as creating your own little slice of paradise. Now, how do we layer for a jungle effect? This is done by arranging tall plants like palms and banana trees at the back or in the center as focal point. Then plant medium height plants around them like philodendrons and cannas. Fill in the front with lower growing ground covers or ferns to create that full layered look. This will give your garden a sense of depth and that rich jungle-like atmosphere. Now, water features. Water plays a big role in tropical gardens. Adding a small pond, waterfall, or fountain brings a soothing element and helps create a humid environment that tropical plants love. It doesn't have to be elaborate. A small fountain or bird bath can add that calming water element and make your garden feel more like a tropical paradise. Adding color with tropical flowers. To bring in that tropical feel, add splashes of color with bold, exotic flowers like hibiscus, birds of paradise are perfect choices. With their vivid reds, oranges, and yellows, these bright colors bring energy to the garden and create contrast against all the green. Arrange flowers in groups or clusters to make them stand out among the foliage. Climbing plants add a touch of mystery to a tropical garden, so consider adding vines like passion flower or mandevilla, which climb up trellises or fences and add height. If you have a pergola, drape vines over it to create a natural canopy, adding shade and enhancing the lush, secluded feel of the garden. Tropical gardens look magical at night. Adding soft, warm light enhances the exotic feel. Use string lights, bamboo torches, or solar lights placed at the base of large plants or along pathways to create a gentle glow. Lighting up your garden at night adds ambience and lets you enjoy your tropical oasis even after the sun goes down. A beautiful tropical garden right in your own backyard. With the right plants, a touch of water, and some creative layering, you can create your own lush oasis. So thank you for joining me here on the Garden Profiler. And if you're planning your own tropical garden, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed our 8 Minimalist garden design ideas. Which one of the 8 garden design ideas was your favorite? Let me know. Please come back to the channel for more gardening ideas. And until next time, happy gardening.